Hi folks, John from Designed Elegance Pastry Shop here. How you doing? Hope you're well. I am. We're coming back from the holidays. I hope y'all had a good festive time for the holidays and they were good to you. So because of the time of the year, I was thinking that we would make somewhat of a comfort food type of thing. And when it comes to comfort food and wonderful to the heart things, I think of a Jewish pastry called Rugalach. Rugalach is a wonderful pastry that can be made many different ways, but for tonight I figured that we would make it the classic way with the brown sugar and the walnuts and the cinnamon and the yumminess and the goo. Oh, fabulous. So we're going to make some dough, we're going to roll it out, we're going to bake it, we're going to eat it, and it's going to be yummy. So,
can't wait.
We'll get started in just a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, so to make this Rugalach dough, what we're going to want to do is we're going to use our KitchenAid mixer. We're going to use the paddle, okay? We're going to be grinding some fat, so we're going to need the strength of the paddle. And we're going to have butter, we're going to have some cream cheese, some flour, some granulated sugar. Okay, these are the things that we're going to need to make our actual dough, so to speak. So to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of sugar, about 2 tablespoons or so, maybe a little bit more. Just a small handful. We'll put that in the bottom. And then I've got 2 sticks of butter here, ½ pound. Okay. So that's 8 ounces. We're going to take one there. Okay. Now I pre-softened this butter. It's still firm. It's not super soft, but it's definitely not firm out of the fridge. So basically, we just got our butter and our sugar. I'm going to mix this almost smooth. Not all the way, but for the most part. Okay. Nice and gentle at first. Then we can turn it up a little bit. Now basically what we're looking for is there to be no clumps of butter and no sugar in the bottom. The sugar is already dissolved into the butter, and it looks to me like most of the butter is already softened. There's always that one piece right here at the top of the paddle. It's always stubborn. One clump of butter that always sticks at the top. You want to definitely get that down off of there. Back down into the bowl. Okay. Now that that's pretty much all gone and blended in, we're going to take 8 ounces of cream cheese. Now this also is not necessarily been softened, but it's been sitting out at room temperature for about a ½ an hour or so. So it doesn't have the chill of the fridge on it, but it's by no means been softened like in the microwave or anything. I'm just going to drop this whole thing right in. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Now I want that to be somewhat smooth looking, okay, as in the color. Notice I've got clumps of white, I've got clumps of yellow. That means that the butter and the cream cheese aren't completely blended in together yet. Okay. Now we don't want to completely blend them in because we're basically making somewhat of a pie dough. And you want to have a little bit, basically, my point is that it's always best to undermix than overmix, okay? Because remember, we're going to roll this out, and it's also going to be kneaded and mixed together also. Okay, so notice we have some cream cheese here, some butter right there. Okay, so it needs just a little bit more of a mix, not too much. Okay, Just a quick little boosh. And that's good. Okay, so now let's add a little bit of vanilla. Always with the vanilla. Before you add your flour, you want to add your vanilla. Give it a shot. Mix that in. See it's sitting on the bottom there. You want to make sure that that blends in. And there we go. Okay, so now, like I said, that's pretty much all smooth now. So now we're going to use a couple cups of flour. We want to use all-purpose flour. We're going to use 1 full level cup here. And then we're going to use another one. Okay. And then we're going to use this guy, 1/4 cup. So it's basically 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay. Now, I'm going to quick jog the mixer so that we get a, basically if I turn it on quick and leave it on, we're going to get a big cloud of flour. So I want to just pulse the mixer. And to do that, we just real quick like so. And now that it's spun, we can leave it on. Notice it's on really low gear. Okay.
Hey John?
Yes?
We had a viewer question.
Yes.
If you're using a hand mixer, what would be the technique to avoid the poof? Would it be just jog it or start really low and then speed up?
Start really low and jog it.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. And also, you don't have to plump right into the center of the flour pile. Stay away from the flour pile with a hand mixer. Okay. Alright, notice this sounds like it's really working pretty hard now. And it is. See, now it's pulling away from the side. And boom, we're about done. Okay, so now we want to just pull this off of here. Okay. You don't want it to be completely overmixed, and you don't want it to be completely smooth. If it is, then it's overmixed. Okay, so you want to have a few little clumps here like so. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my little spatula here and go around the bowl. Make sure there isn't going to be anything left in the bowl once I dump this out. Okay, so I've got everything loosened away. Okay, now if we had mixed this too much further, that mixer would have been really working hard, and you're going to stress your mixer. You don't really want to do that. So, like I said, this is about as far as you want to take it. This is a very, very stiff dip. See, feel that. Look at that. See what I'm saying? Okay, it doesn't like, you know, right in your hand. It's got some. It's definitely got a. There's not much give to it. Okay, so anyway, let's leave that right there for a moment. Okay, we want to now just take and sprinkle the table just a touch. Okay, and we're doing our hands at the same time. Okay, so now I want to just kind of bring it all together into a ball, into one big giant ball. Okay, and I'm just pressing it together. Okay. See how I'm pushing it back together? A few little chunks of white. That's okay. That's just going to make it more flaky. Okay. Those are little fat pockets. Yummy. Okay, so let's leave that right there. We'll get the rest right here.
John.
Yes.
The world's greatest chefs say fat is flavor.
Fat is the flavor. Absolutely. That's the best part. Okay. Alright, so now we're just going to knead this a little bit like so. Okay. Now I want to cut this in half. Have 2 pieces. Okay. Now what I want to do is take my cut side, put it down, give a push. Okay. Alright. We have a round. Okay. Now you can chill this. Okay. We chill this and then we roll it out like a piece of pie shell. Okay. You can, now the typical way, the way I was taught, okay, the way I was taught was that you should have this be a round ball. Okay, now that's great, but when you try and pound out a round ball with your rolling pin, it's always going to be oblong and messed up, and there's going to be cracks because it's just not going to roll out that way. That's why I like to get it into a you know, kind of like this shape here to get it started, and then when I chill this, okay, then it just takes a couple of minutes to pass over it, and it's already halfway rolled out, you know. So that's what I'm trying to say. So that's why I like to chill it in this shape. Okay, so here basically I'm just squeezing the bottom here with my fingers. See, now you got just a touch of flour here. Give it a little push. Okay, look at that. Now we'll chill this, and then we'll roll it out, and we'll cut them up and we'll bake them. All right, we'll be right back.